What that shit do, man? Let me get myself together, man. Hey, welcome to the top. The top of it presents Inside the Huddle. I'm one half of your two hosts duo. We do the most in the show. The better team and he who remains. My motherfucking kinfolk. What's up with it, my baby?
Man, you know what? It was a wild week last week. We had a few upsets. We had some people that was trying to hang in and take down some of the top team in the league. And we had some last second people that pulled out victories. So let's go ahead and get into this great show. Glad to be here with you, and let's get it.
Let's motherfucking get it, man. This is the top of it. And we're going to get down to the business. Let's get into this week 9. We rewind. Wish I had the rewind sound.
Yeah, we got to do that. We got to get that.
We got to get that in there. Let's jump off of this right now. Jump right into this shit, man. We had MMT going against Lewis. And this was close. They got it a lot closer than it was. Why is it like that? Did they readjust the numbers or something?
What the hell?
What the fuck happened?
What's going on?
Did they recalculate the number? I'm just now seeing this. It was a 1-point win, but somehow they went and re-established the numbers, and it don't look as close as it was. I got the ticker going 143 to 144, but in the app, they got it. They adjusted the numbers. In the app, it was 150 to 142.
Wow. I put that game as purposely as the first one to talk about because of how it dramatic. Because of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shit. Let me make an adjustment real quick.
Wow.
That was supposed to be our nail biter. But it turned out to be not as close. As you see right here, it says Monday Night Miracle. I guess it was a miracle because my team was winning by a landslide, a whole bunch. Maybe not a landslide. Maybe that's a little bit too much to put on it. But they was winning by a lot. And Lewis came back from the dead and was able to get this win 142 to 150 as Lewis advances in the matchup. Let me get into the scores real quick, and then I'm going to get it over to you. It says that Lewis was led in scoring by 18.9 for Derrick Henry. He had Bo Nix chip in with an 18. Also, MMT started CJ Stroud. He only got a 4. God damn. Alvin Kamara only got a 4. Matthew Stafford had a 28 on the bench. That would have did it. Why would you start CJ Stroud over Matthew Stafford? Oh, wait a minute. CJ Stroud is hurt. He's out.
There you go.
Whoa. That may change some things around. I have to tap into something a little bit later. But yeah, that's what it was. MBT 143, Lewis 150. What did you see on this matchup, Kinfolk?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I was telling Coach like yesterday, today, whenever the fuck it was, that the force been with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he just always seemed to some shit happen where he able to pull it out. You know what I'm saying? Like when CJ Stroud went down, I instantly knew, damn, this shit gonna be close now. You know what I'm saying? But I want to touch on something more in depth than that. I almost said to myself, have Mike checked out? Because the Stafford was playing New Orleans, my nigga. And you decided to start C.J. Stroud playing the Broncos defense
Yeah, that was
over Stafford playing New Orleans. So the
Mm.
bigger question, and to me, in all of this, I got to cut off with everything else what I was gonna say, and I got to say, have Mike checked out because the in and man, I think the key to the season for a lot of people hashtag dropped the ball because that's what you call dropping the ball, man. To sit there and leave Stafford on the bench like that, you get an easy win with Stafford in there. But he had Stafford on the bench, uh, and CJ Stroud went out early in the game, and uh, coach, man, I thought the Cowboy. I thought it was a mistake that he picked the Cowboys defense. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? He picked the
Mm.
Cowboys, but the Cowboys defense ended up getting him like a 9 or something. At
Mm-hmm.
the time, that pushed him over with the 1 point victory. But they done since adjusted.
No,
I'm out to go
no,
and
no, no, no,
man.
no, 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 no. Correction. Cowboys gave them 15. That's why the points went up. They recalculated the Cowboys statistics and gave them 15. So 6 more points difference. That's where
I
the
don't know.
difference lies.
I don't know what happened in that. That almost sounded like a touchdown almost. So
I mean, they
I don't.
had 5 sacks.
Maybe that's what did it. I didn't watch the game, but
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna say this. Good comeback win, I guess, by coach. To me, it's really more ineptitude against the people that he playing against. You know what I'm saying? But congratulations on coming back though. I mean, doing what you got to do to get the victory though.
Yeah, you was talking about ineptitude. Let's expound on that more. Not only did he leave Stafford on the bench, he had Dalton Kincaid on the bench. And
Oh yeah,
anybody that knows anything knows that Kincaid is pretty much Josh Allen's favorite target. And he started Zach Ertz. So not only I get you had Daniels back after being hurt, but I think I would have went with Kincaid. I would go with Kincaid over Ertz damn near every time. As long as Kincaid is out there on the field, I'm going with him over Zach Ertz. That's just my personal opinion.
yeah.
In this next matchup, uh, we had Detroit or nothing going against Ruby's rowdy team. They weren't that rowdy this day. It
Mm,
was a 164 to 144. 20 points. We can call that a blowout, right? Blowout. Considering they were projected to get 160 and Ruben Rowdies were projected to get 173, the vast underproduction that he got, it destroyed them from the beginning. I'm looking at this, man. He only got 10 from Pat Mahomes. Chase gave him 22, Devontae 23. But the big thing was Bowers with the 44. Oh, Doomsday is nicked up. Wow.
yeah.
He'll be all right.
He had
Yeah, that 44. And he picked up Torrey Horton. Well, he didn't pick it up. Otto did. And since they've been on Otto, they've actually got some traction, man. They've actually got some movement going on. Oh, let me go back and say something on that last one. You took I took Lewis, you took MMT. On this one, I took Rubens Rowdy, and you took Detroit or nothing. So you got the win on this one. One quick, Jaden Daniels got hurt. He had 18. Brian Robinson, Bijan Robinson had 20, 21 for Michael Pittman. Not much else going for the Rowdies as they give up the victory 164 to 144. What'd you
it
think
wasn't
about this, man?
it wasn't really a close game. Once you seen the underperformance as of what Ruben's Rowdy team was getting from his overall squad, and you seen how early on Detroit or nothing had jumped out there, and he was getting some pretty good performances and decent performances from certain players. And when you seen a zero on the board from Odunze, and he still had the gap that he had. You seen that he had really put the players out there, the ones that was needed to get the job done. And for Ruben's rowdy team, he had to he had look people. Some people are playing above their skis. Javonte Williams has been one of them this season. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that big game that he had normally been having. B. John Robinson, barely got over 20. I think he was probably projected to do like a 25, 26, some shit like that. So the projections just was coming down based off of the players that when you speak about pre-show when we was talking about people expect top players that they to do this and do that. Well, he didn't have those top players to do this and do that.
No, he didn't, and that was the difference in this matchup. Well, actually, what the difference was, if we want to be honest, it was this guy right here. He was the difference. That 44 made a lot of. I mean, it was a 20-point win. If he gets a 24, Ruben and the Rowdies can get that win. They can get out of there with that win. But Bowers came back, and he came back with a vengeance, and he had a hell of a day. Hell of a day. Shout out to Big Brock. My guy had him last year. Uh, let's keep this show going. Keep this train moving. We have Phil Belichick
Somebody else the coach gave away and gave up on. Go ahead.
gave away and gave up on. Listen, don't just got somebody get hurt. Don't hit the panic button, man. You just got to try to find a way to right the ship, man, and come on back. You just imagine if you have Brock Bowers on your team right now going forward, what things will be looking like for you.
Woo.
Just something to think about, Coach. Just something a little put in your ear to think about. The next matchup we had Phil Belichick going against nephew Bread Hunter. Bread Hunter's lost 5 in a row because they lost this matchup. It was 169 to 160. I kept my eye on this. At one point, it looked like they was running away with this game, and then all of a sudden, slowly but surely, Phil Belichick started creeping back in this. They got 30 from Justin Herbert, 25 from Kyron Williams, who they just picked up in a trade, 22 for Harrison. Trey McBride gave them 16, 10 for their defense. They picked up a kicker late, got 10 from him. It was just too much to not enough, 26 from Jackson for Bread. Genty gave him a cool 23. Laporta gave you 22, 16 for the Ravens defense, but not a whole lot else up and down the lineup. You have a combination of Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston, or whatever his name is. It ain't Quinshawn. And you get 21 points out of those. So what's that, average 10.5 out of your 2 starting receivers? I don't know about that one, man. This your son, man. What do you got to say about this, man? They are on the verge of elimination. They're already at that 7 loss point. There is no one going to make the playoffs 6-8. I don't think no one's going to make the playoffs at 7-7. But what say you?
I would say QJ would just say to you directly, "Don't lump me with no motherfucking body." I had a 15. You know what I'm saying? They're like so. I think that's what QJ would say to you first of all. But I mean, look, when at one point in time, uh, Bread Hunter was projected to do 185, 190, that type shit like that, and his shit just came to a screeching halt. And players just didn't perform for him at the ability that you expect for them to perform. Keenan Allen with that little shit that he brought in, I mean that just ain't gonna cut it. You expected really more from Dobbins. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give it to you. Uh, and and on the opposite side of the spectrum for Phil Belichick, you didn't expect for Marvin Harrison to come out and ball like that, like he did, but he came out like right away in the first half and got that 20 ball. You know what I'm saying? So he it was really the writing was on the wall once you see with Marvin Harrison how he came out in the game and how he played because when you have the underperformance, I'm telling y'all, I've been playing fantasy football for quite some time. I've never seen somebody have someone underperform tremendously every week. Like this shit is unreal, y'all. So when Lav says that he's lost 5 in a row, y'all, I would love for y'all to go back and look at each week and see these players that underperform for him, and then see how many points he lost by in these games. And you say, man, this shit can be real fickle out here on this fantasy can. And it can really just change like the wind do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's gonna happen to him this entire season, from what I've seen. And it happened again this weekend. I mean, like I said, Dobbins at least got over into double figures. But if I recall, Keenan Allen was projected to probably do like a 14,
12
15.
8. 12 8.
That what he was projected to do.
That's what it say. 12 8.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 14 or 15 when I had seen it.
Unless this is next week's projection, which it probably could be.
Yeah, he was projected, I think, to do like a 14 or 15. What did he end up giving?
6-1.
6-1. So
Mm-hmm.
you so even if it was the 12 something that you said, which I think it was 14 something if I recall, right? But even if it's the
Mm-hmm.
12, that's half of it. That's half
Right.
of it.
See, the thing about it, he had 40. He had 43 points from Cadillac Williams on the bench. I mean, no one would start Cadillac over Lamar Jackson, so I'm not going to give him too much for that. But DJ Moore and Charbonnet, Charbonnet gave you a 7-6. DJ Moore gave you 22-5.
This is what I was telling you earlier about following the league. See, DJ Moore had a question mark the whole week, even up until game day. So I think anybody wouldn't have played DJ Moore because he had a question mark all the way up to game day.
Okay, well,
So
let me ask you this question then. Would you take Charbonnet over Kareem Hunt?
I probably would have played Charbonnet over Kareem Hunt, probably. But you got to remember, Kareem Hunt coming off like I think a 19 game, and
And he the sole running back.
he the sole running back. So that's what I'm saying. That's really that's look. You know who call it is? That's the owner's call right there. They call up to the owner's box on that one. And
14-9 over 7-5. What's that? 8 more points? She might have still would have lost, but hey man, you would have had a lot better chance at it, I would think.
I mean, look.
Josh Downs had a 17.
He did.
A lot of bench burn.
Yeah, but look, that's another thing with Brett Hunter this season, and I told him, each week he's had somebody on the bench. At most of those weeks, when he do have people underperforming tremendously, he have somebody on the bench that performs well above their skis. But it's always a player that most people probably wouldn't put in over the player that's already there. So it's been a weird season for him like that, man. It's been a weird season.
You said something earlier in this season. You said a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there are certain owners that are a week late. Like they start the guy after a good performance and then they put him in and they don't do nothing. You should have had him the week before and it would have been different. And that's the thing with Nephew, I think. I think Nephew is like that person who don't know how to skate on ice skates or roller skates. And he's reeling, he's sliding, his feet are going everywhere. He doesn't have a solid ground underneath him, and he's trying to mix and match. Like early in the year, Scatterboo wasn't giving him nothing. He throw him on the bench, then Scatterboo gets some, then he bring him back. It's just a lot of moves like that. And unfortunately for him, he's in a position that he can't afford any more losses. One more loss, and we can get the boat ready.
Just to even be in a conversation of making the playoffs, he got to run the table.
He has to run the table. I took Phil, you took Bread. You got a loss on that one. Let's move this shit right along. In the matchup of Lil Bro going against No Nuts, No Glory. There was be no glory had for this day as little bro joins the 200-point club. Shout out to the Kylers. They were they was actually considering burning this whole house down. I had to talk them off the ledge, and whoa, what a ledge it turned out to be. 222 to 141. They beat No Nuts, No Glory. I took the Kylers to win this. You took No Nuts, No Glory. I needed them to do that because I had a feeling, it might not be my best week this week, and I wanted to stay within striking distance. And the Kylers showed up, man. They showed up in a big time way. They were led by that dog, perhaps the best player in the whole league this year, C-Mac, uh, which is a surprise to me, honestly, considering what he went through last year to be in the position that he's in this year. I don't know if anyone actually saw that happening, but it was an amazing game. He had 43 points. Jerry Goff gave him 20. He picked up Goff off the pine, put him in there. Drake London gave him a 39. He got a 35 from T. Higgins, somebody he was looking to move on from. And shit, man, he had a great game. I will say this: No Nuts, No Glory do have some injuries. They had some bye weeks. They had some people down, so it's not totally indicative of who they are as a team. But hey, man, all we do is go in each and every week, and you got to put your best foot forward. And we judge this shit based off the foot that you put forward that week. And I think they was tiptoeing because 222 to 141 was a shellacking, a beatdown, a debacle, a dismantling of No Nuts, No Glory. What did you see in this matchup?
Like I said, like MBK put the ass on this one, and like you speak about like injuries and stuff like that. Now don't get me wrong, I know you would expect Swift or Bucky to have more than this, but the guy that he picked up and he put in had like a 16. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad week. You know what I'm saying? Where to
Yeah,
me,
he had a 15.
yeah. So to me, you have to really focus more on the other players that didn't perform, because to me that guy performed.
He flexed a Dyke.
Huh?
He flexed a Dyke. Nigga named Dyke. That's who he flexed.
And what he get?
7.5. It ain't like
What
it
about
would have made a difference, but I'm just
what
saying.
about
I'm just thinking it.
what about his receivers?
Worthy gave it 6.6. St. Brown had an 18, and Dyke had 7.5.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Xavier Worthy is gonna always be a hit and miss.
Mm,
He like that's just who he is. Like he's not gonna be anything more than a hit or miss, especially now that Rasheed Rice is back. And
true.
so really to me, my opinion, No Nuts No Glory been playing above their skis. See, you speak about your injuries and stuff like that. At least with your injuries, you was able to make moves to try to make up for those injuries. But with No Nuts No Glory, they haven't been able to do that. So they luckily they was able to that they had drafted pretty well with being able to have Swift, Bucky. So when Bucky went down, it didn't really hurt because you still had running backs that could still get the job done. But where his problem has always been, in my opinion, is in his receiving core, and he just do not have a good receiving core to me. He has the one guy in AJ and St. Brown, and
Mm-hmm.
and everything else is gonna be like a mix and match type of thing. And he
Mm-hmm.
gotta hope that week that they show up and they have a good game. So
Yeah, because he ain't got nothing on the bench either.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He got like three tight ends. Uh,
He do. Njoku, Goddard, and Pitts,
yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
So really, uh, he more focused on the tight end than the receivers.
He got a
So
couple of kickers too.
So I think this is going to be an ugly down the stretch for NNNG. Let me say that. Let me say that. I think they're going to lose that stranglehold that they had on their division as this season wanes to the end.
I can't say that I disagree with you much on that. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping and counting on it. It would be news I could use if they were to fall apart coming down the stretch. Just a little touch in on that. I took the college, you took NNG. I got the win on that joint. Something we both.
Oh, there's no way I didn't take
Oh no,
NB.
you're right. You're right. You're right. Right. You took NBK. My bad. My bad. You
And
did
you
take the
took
college.
NNB.
No, I took the college. No, I
Mm-hmm.
took bro. Yeah, I took bro. Why would I go with them? I need them to lose. I knew I was going who I was going against. I needed NNG to lose. Hell no. I ain't fucking with them niggas like that. Them niggas need to lose out. I said that. I said that. Hell yeah, they need to lose. I hope the bottom fall out on them. Respectfully. Respectfully. Let's keep this shit going, man. We both took speed of taking the same thing. We both took you over in Mac Twin. I mean, listen, no disrespect, but Twins, this season's over. They're 1-8. There's no playoffs in hope for them. All they could do is build uh, on next season, I guess. I don't even know if they're coming back, but it was 152 to 120. You had a decisive win. Let me see. You underproduced. You had projection 190. You went 152. He had, if he'd have got his numbers, shit, he would have been able to get the upset. I knew he wasn't gonna get the upset. He was led by Sam Darnold with 31. That was a good pickup. Nothing from the running backs. Aaron Jones Sr. gave him a 13, Chubb a 6, Lad McConkey a 9, DK Metcalf a 2.6. Wow, I'm glad I got rid of that guy. George Kittle a 7.5, Stephon Diggs 12.8. Nothing else up and down the lineup. You didn't have to do much. You got 20 from A-Chain. First, he don't even know the playbook, but he still gave a 20, walking 20. You had to start Bam Knight. I understand that. Puka came back with a 22. And that's all you need to Roquan, number one linebacker or close to it. Oh, well, they got him 20, but come on now. We know what's
That's
going
total
on.
point. That total point shit.
We know what's going on. This your show, baby. Go on, get in into,
look,
how you beat up on them people.
look. Let me say this. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't went and just really did my research on this, y'all. But I on the show and I keep up with the scores basically every week. But I think I've had the highest, lowest score out of everybody in the league. I think that was last week when I scored. I think I scored. Damn, what was I scoring that coach game? He had 166, and I have it. Look, I think this is the 152 right here. I think is the lowest points I've scored the whole season. So I'm saying that to say, Coach has said something to me off the show that how Gibbs underperformed and all that, and I said yeah, I mean he did, he did underperform. I had several people that underperformed. Jordan Love. This was an underperforming week for my squad in general, and we still dropped 152. We still drop 152. What it's saying is that we are the dominant team, all dominant teams, and and it don't matter if we have underperformances from people. We don't want that. We don't expect that. But when we do, we can still come out on that other side because other people, players, will underperform at a higher clip than ours will. And so I just look at it like that. I wasn't really worried about like this week. I'm more focused on going forward. But salute the Twin for coming in this season and giving his all to it. And just having unfortunately went his way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's nothing really to even say about my team this week. It was an underperforming week, basically all around. Even our new acquisition, he underperformed. He had a great start of the game, but then he tailed off. And just like a rock you throw in the air. I mean, it's nothing to even brag about, even really stick your chest out about this week. It was a horrible week for our team, and we just look to regroup for next week.
Yeah, you said something that this was your lowest performance of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah, our stat department just stacked that. No, that's incorrect. Your lowest point total of the season was against the better team. You got the win, but you scored
oh,
100,
that's right.
133 points.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I know you forgot
Yeah,
about it. I just had to wake you on up a little bit. That's all good.
right there.
Yeah, 133 against the better team. You got the win. You beat the better team.
Uh,
Speaking of the better team, the better team did not win. They went against the Mac of the Year, and they took a 170 to 184 loss. They did get the Mac of the Year to underperform, but not nearly enough. They put up enough points to be competitive in nearly every game this season, except for those Tylers. Uh, However, we came up with the loss. Uh, we had they were led. The Mac was led by 36 from Rico. Man, this guy just keeps on doing it, man. And Jackson Smith and Jigma gave up 23. I was hoping he would have a bad game, but I was watching the game, man. And they couldn't cover him, man. They just couldn't cover him. Let me talk to this camera. This is my camera right here. Listen, we came in expecting to get a galleon effort. We anticipated an production underperformance from the Mac of the Year, and we got that. We didn't nearly get the underperformance that we wanted, but we had a chance to win. Dak Prescott cost us the game. Poor passes, him and Shotty cost us the game. Poor passes, not enough targets to Jake. And that did it. There was a play late in the game. Jake was wide open, going across the middle. They were like at the 18-yard line. Dak threw the ball high. Jake had to jump in the air. He got hit. He dropped the ball. If he put it on him, Jake catches that. He breaks the tackle. He gets in the end zone. It's a whole different ball game at that point. I think it was like 10 minutes left in the game. At that point, he get that touchdown. You got to understand that's a 7 for the catch and the touchdown. The yards were about 18 yards, so that's another 1.8. So you're looking at an 8-9 point right there. Take him from a 10 to like a 19. Now we see in a situation where a couple of catches and some few yards, that shit can get sucked up real easy. And scoring that touchdown right there, which they did not score on that drive, changes the trajectory of the team. Now you're in a situation where you can actually go down and win, right? So, of course, you're going to get Jake more involved in the offense. There was a situation where early in the game, we're at the goal line, like the 5-yard line, first and goal, the red zone. He went to Jake. 2 of the 4 passes, horrible passes, very horrible passes, set him up not to be able to even get in the end zone. Look, we didn't expect to win this. We wanted to win this, but when you're going against the best team in the league, you got to bring everything that you got. And, we brought a lot, but not enough. It was too much to not enough. But we're not going to hang our heads down. We got 29 from Josh Allen. Travis gave us a 23. A pickup. The Kai Mongali dude gave us a 31. But I just said, Rico Dotto went for 36, so he offset my 31. You know what I'm saying? If Rico goes for a 22, we having a different conversation today. But that didn't happen. They got the win. Shout out to the Mac of the Year. Excellent team. We don't have anything to hold our heads down. Like I say, they on paper the best team in the league. Hey man, they won 8 in a row. So we just wanted to do the best we could. And like I say, we ended the 200-point streak. They had 3 games in a row. They ran it at us. There is no 200. There's no way we're going to give up 200. We will be one of the teams this year, and mark me on this, that doesn't give up 200 points. we would not have our name in the file as an opponent who gave up 200 points. I'm not going to hold this very long. The better team lost. The back of the year beat the better team. And, hey, man, we just got to get back in the drawing board and get to work. We got a good, tough matchup this week. And I can guarantee you we will be ready for that matchup. What did you think about this? I mean, this is your labor mate. Obviously, you took me because you wanted him to lose, and I took myself as well. So we both took the L. But what is your assessment on this?
Well, first of all, I knew you wasn't gonna win. I don't know why I took your ass. Well, I should have took the juice so I could have got that victory. But let me say this right here, motherfucking Rico Dowdle. Let me say, this nigga went against the number one rushing defense in the NFL, number one, and just shredded them niggas. Like at home, they was in Green Bay, just shredded them niggas. To
Yeah.
me, it starts and stops with Rico, man. The stuff that he has did for this team, the stuff that he has did since he became the starter. Somebody might not want to put it in this category, but I put it in legendary fantasy category. That's what I do. I put it in straight legendary fantasy category. Since that man became the starter, since
Mm-hmm.
started the game, because what they did is they started Schubert a week before, but then they brought him in. But and he still had 79 points. But he didn't start. But the three games that he done started, they done won all three of them games. They 3-0, and he done just shredded motherfuckers like they wasn't even who they are, which the number one Russian defense. Now, as far as your team goes, I mean, when I seen what Mongali was doing, I had said, "Oh man, he might got a shot." This is how you beat a team you are not expecting to beat. When you have somebody like Mongali, just he gonna end up getting a start, but you don't expect him to perform to that level of, and then you just so happen to get the right ingredients. You got a game where the scoring is just so high that they keep going back and forth with each other. So that means he gonna keep getting opportunities. It was right for you to have the victory this week, but the other players on your team they didn't give you enough, and certain players didn't
Ted
give you
McMillan,
at all. You know what
Jordan
I'm saying?
Addison, Jared
Yeah,
Verse.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, you in order to get this victory, just let them get all their projections. If they get all their projections, you won that game.
Yeah.
But but they didn't, and he had Rico down. So of course everybody know he got cooked. I could go on and on. He got Chase, got in Jackson Smith and
JSN.
uh,
JSN a dog.
like he JSN is basically a network at this point. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I've been saying, I said a few weeks back that he's trying to be the best receiver in the NFL, and now he's on the pace to be the first receiver to go over 2,000.
1,000 yards.
So I mean, like he got all of them players, but little Rico Dowdle stand above them all. So it was another great week for Juice, the Mac of the year. But I disagree with you on one thing. They're not the best team in the league, and I don't care that they don't won 8 games in a row. And it's not my fault that the teams that they playing against can't beat them.
Imagine what life would be like had Rude kept Rico Dowdle and the Mac of the year did not have Rico. How many losses would they have at this point? You
Look,
just got to ask yourself that.
I had went and looked it up today. Today I did, and he picked up Rico Dowdle October the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long we have been looking at him over and over in the
And
free
yeah,
agency and just ignoring him and not wanting to pick him up. That like literally. Now, what makes it funny about that is that if you take Rico Dowdle away from his team, he probably have several losses right now. Probably have Rico Dowdle has those two games when Rico started. That's what propelled him to those 200-point games.
let's 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 just take a let's just see what we see. Let me see something right quick. So he picked up Rico what week? Uh, that week against Coach Tommy, week 5. Am I correct? Yes, week 5. Because before that, he had Tootin as his starting running back.
Come on now,
Week 5, he beats Coach Tommy. Rico gives him a 41.
come on,
Take that 41 out, that's a loss.
come on now.
The week after, the next week, he gets 223 points to 169 against Brad Hunter. If you take out Rico's 44, he still gets the win. He still got that win. He still will get that win. He had 216 against Mac. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. He get that win too. Um, the Kyler's though, no, Kyler's on that 126. He been getting some hell of a underproduction too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He been
yeah,
getting a lot of underproduction. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Kyler scored 126. Twins scored 124. Lewis only gave him 145, and
Oh,
that's with 44 from 41 from Rico. You know,
I'm
but
saying the,
two,
the,
maybe three losses, two, maybe three on the season.
the scores that you said, the scores that you just said, they all average. If you average them out together, there's about 130, 135 points a game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, yeah, he go.
Uh, we got me and D tuned in, interested to talk about Sports Lab. Oh, we had a comment right there. Shout out to Quentin Crowder, tuned in, interested to talk about Sports Lab. This is a couple guys that call in bets with me on a daily basis. What's up with it, D and Q? What's up with it, my guys? Shit, let's keep this shit moving. Real quick, we want to stop and talk about what happened this week. You know, I went 4-2. You went 3-3. This shit is not. Why is this not edited? Oh, I didn't do that. My bad. Hold on. Let me 4-2. You went 3-3. You did not gain any ground. Matter of fact, you lost another game in ground. And I'm 38-16. I'm killing it. You're moving 4 games over 500 at 29-25. You know, you're weight in the water. I mean, you're over 500. It ain't really that bad, but
Uh,
you might not catch me the rest of the year. This may be a wrap.
it's just,
We remains to be seen. I'm over double. You know what I mean? My win total. You know, early. Yeah, 16 is 30 is 32. I'm 38. Like I'm over double my win total. You know what I'm saying? 38-16.
double
Yeah,
your win total.
from the 16. I'm 16 losses. I'm double that. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. That's what you talking about. Oh, you talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
double.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm double. You know, as far as
I,
losses, I'm double that.
I was gonna say you ain't number 9 games up.
Yeah, just 9 games up. I mean, theoretically, you could catch me, but I mean, that's without me picking. You know what I'm saying? So as long as
You
I'm picking and you picking, you
you
already know what's
won't.
going on.
Look. You got fortunate. This week, you had Mike have Stafford on the bench. That allowed you to get a victory. Bread Hunter team just flat out just stopped moving. The cars ran out of gas, and that got you the victory. I mean, hey man, look, you got the victories, but that's the kind of stuff the victories that you be getting, where it's clearly somebody should be able to win this game. But hey man, I can't play for him, But yeah,
No, you cannot. You can only play for yourself and pick them. And you pick who you pick, and I pick better. So that is what it is. Let's go ahead and move this shit right along. Y'all know what time it is right now, don't you? Everybody know what time it is. Um,
so we got the music intro back a little bit, y'all.
when y'all hear that music, you know what time it is. You know it's time for Big Banks' fine dining.
You damn
What you
right.
got for us today, Banks?
Yo, first of all, I want to welcome everybody to the Fine Dining Hour, where each week we highlight the top 5 players that set the table for their teams to eat. Now, coming in at number 5, the first of all, I want to say this is the first time ever in fine dining history that one team has 3 players on the list. So
Mmm.
they basically dominated the list this week. And this guy right here, this is his first time making the list. He was once upon a time put on the trading block to the whole team, just a message went out to the whole league. I don't want him no more. Well, he said, "You want me now, don't you?" He had 7 receptions, 121 yards, 2 tubs for 35.1. We talking about T. Higgins. That boy
Mmm.
right there played big. It was a big back and forth scoring game, and he came out with his best game of the season. And that was 7 receptions, 121 yards, 2 tubs for 35.1. We talking about T. Higgins. And coming in at number 4, this guy right here, let me say, man, I don't have any real superlatives to say or anything about this guy. He just done came out of nowhere, or did he come out of nowhere? Have Maybe this is what he always been. Maybe he signed like a cheap contract, and he trying to parlay this into a big contract. And I'm talking about he had 25 rushes, 130 yards, 2 tubs, 2 receptions for 11 yards for a 36.6. Talking about Rico Dowdle. Man, man, it just don't make no motherfucking sense, man. How this dude right here just came out of motherfucking nowhere. That's what some people might say. But then somebody might say, no, he didn't. He had a grand last year for the Cowboys. And so he just didn't get his opportunity. Nobody thought that he was a number 1 back. So nobody signed him. And not for number 1 back. So he ended up signing in the backup for the Panthers, and ended up done took Chuba of a job on that 28 rushes, 130 yards, 2 tubs, 2 receptions, 11 yards for 36.6. We talking about Rico Dowdle. Coming in at number 3, this guy right here, he's actually made the fine dining hour before. He's had a few standout games this season, and this weekend he was back again with another standout game. He had 9 receptions, 118 yards, 3 big tubs for 39.8. We going to London, y'all. His name is Drake. Drake London.
Meet me at the London.
Man, that he came through for his squad. He's the second person on MBK's Natural Born College team so far on this list. The second, we talking about Drake London with a 9 receptions, 118 yards, 3 big tubs for 39.8. Mr. Drake London coming in at number 2. This guy right here at the beginning of the season. Now everybody didn't know if he was going to be the same player that he always was. They didn't know if he could live up to the billing that he had formerly in the past, but he has superseded that and took it to an extreme high level. He is actually at this point right now the number 1 player in all of fantasy football with
Talk
days
about it.
had on this past weekend with 28 rushes, 106 yards, 1 tub, 5 receptions, 67 yards, one more tub for a 34, for excuse me, not 30, a 43.1. We talking about Christian McCaffrey. Motherfucking Christian McCaffrey, y'all. I mean, think about this, man. No, like this dude right here had this damn knee tendonitis and shit whole last year. It kept him out most of the season.
Achilles shit too.
Yeah, and people thought that it's no way that he could come back and be this dominant. But guess what? He's came back and he showed, at least for this season, he's still Christian McCaffrey. And somebody
Better
was
than
saying
ever.
something on the radio show I was listening to earlier, and that's a great question that they asked. Will history remember Christian McCaffrey? Well, and I say this again, will history remember Christian McCaffrey? Well, guess what? On the top of a YouTube channel, 20 years from now, you'll still be able to watch this show and see we gave him his props on that 28 rushes, 106 yards, one tub, five receptions, 67 yards, one more tub for a 43.1. That's Christian McCaffrey. And coming in, and that's the third person on the list for the Natural Boy Collins. Three, and I want to repeat them guys again. Christian McCaffrey, Rico, excuse me, not Rico, that is Drake London, and T. Higgins. First time three players ever made the fine dining out. Now coming in at number one. Man, this guy,
Somebody said McCaffrey Hall of Famer.
uh, uh, oh man, I just don't know about that one yet.
He
I
need
just
a
can't.
little bit more. He needs some more years of this kind of
Yeah,
production.
I can't check that box yet. And I'm a 49er fan, as you see. I can't check that box yet, though. I can't do that one. Not yet. Coming in at number one, y'all. This guy right here. Look, man. He was on the injury for about 4-5 weeks. He was out, and my compadre across the way from me, right over here to my excuse me, my left over here. He's this is what he say. When a person's coming off an injury, you shouldn't play him right away or expect much from him right away. But let me tell you, this guy right here said, "She."
Shit.
That's what he said. Because guess what, y'all? He had 12 receptions, 127 yards, three motherfucking tubs, and one. They even gave him one rush for 6 yards, and he a tight end, and he had for 44.0. Mr. Brock Bowers. Say, man, this guy was traded earlier in the season, you guys, for pennies on the dollar. He was almost like a throw in the trade. Unfucking believable. You just throw in Brock Bowers. And that's what
Wow.
but that's what he was. And he finally came back this week and he had the biggest game damn near of the whole season out of everybody in the league. In his first game back.
The
We
first
talk
game back.
we talking about 12 receptions, 127 yards, three tubs, one rush for 6 yards for a 44.0. We talking about Brock Bowers. And guess what, y'all? I want to thank y'all for visiting the Fine Dining Hour. We got another week in the books. Now, what everybody always be want to know is who I got on this list, y'all, this week. Who is the beauty of the week? Well, you guys, this week, this is what I'm gonna say before I even say who she is. I called when I seen, I said, that's a Dallas Cowboy right there.
Wow. Whoa.
That what
Okay.
she is. That's a Dallas Cowboy. I'm gonna say, what you talking about? Shit, she's a star, nigga. That's what she is. And I'm talking about 5'11", Australian via Arizona State point guard, Les Tia. Poa. Say, man, I don't know. She from Australia, shit. With the name, with the way she look at her face, I don't know if she's Samoan, Hawaiian. I don't know if she got a little Japanese or Asian in her. I don't know, man. But what I do know is she a Dallas Cowboy, and what I do know she is, she's a star. You know what I'm
You
saying?
sure she
And
ain't
we
a Dallas Star? Either or, you know what I'm saying? And I
uh,
see that, you know, she's tasteful, you know, she ain't
yeah,
really. Now
yeah,
this is not a flattering picture right here. I'm just gonna say this doesn't show her best asset.
yeah.
I,
Say, say,
I've seen better assets in this hour than
say, say.
but
I
she's
threw that
definitely a
in
beautiful
there.
woman.
I threw that in there because I know people like cheeks, but no, it's not the biggest buns of them all. No, but that's what I'm not here for her on that. I'm here for her on that on her beauty and
You say
that
it's the beauty, not the booty.
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you though. I'm gonna tell you though. She has a body on her though. She might not got
She got the
that
body of a goddess.
might not got that rump that everybody might be looking for. But I tell you one thing, goddamn me, she's a Dallas Cowboy. She's a star, boy. I tell you that, boy. I tell you that she'll walk the red carpet with you. I bet you that, goddamn me. And we talking about 5'11" Australian down the street from you at Arizona State, point guard.
ASU.
Last
ASU, right up the street.
T-
Somebody who's watching this stream right now, man. Can y'all Google and say what she's mixed with? I believe she does have some black in her. If not, we can help her get some in her. No, she's a gorgeous woman, man. She's a very beautiful woman. No shade. You know, sometimes I make jokes. I hope she don't take that personal. Uh,
no,
but
no, baby. Look,
let me
look,
go. That's the one I
I'm
like. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Woo, hey man, let's go play a little one on one, man. Like play a little one on one.
Chat,
You
what
know,
y'all think about the beauty of the week this week? Chime in, tap in, leave a message. I mean, a comment. Let us know what y'all think about the beauty of the week. Did I do itself? I personally think that he deserves applause each and every week. He comes with these very beautiful women, and he hasn't let us down once on the season yet. Get a double round of applause.
let's go. Beauty of the week.
Beauty of the week, and she is a beauty. She might not have all the booty, but she is
Yeah,
a beauty.
yes, she is.
Okay. All right, shit, man. We're gonna keep this shit going. You know, I like to top in and go with the looking good and the good looking. So for the good looking and looking good this week, uh, I like to shout out them Kylers. The Kylers joined the 200-point club as they put up 222.8 points against No Nuts, No Glory. They had No Nuts and they didn't get any glory this week. It's always next week, though. You know, always got another chance to get back on that horse and ride. Shout out to the Collars, join the 200 club. And hey, man, this guy seems to be on our looking good looking list each and every week. They didn't go over 200. You know, they fell short of that. But what they did do, they have the longest win streak of the season. They won 8 games in a row. Shout out to the Mac of the Year for having the longest win streak of the season. That's really looking good. That's good looking. And that's our segment right here for the looking good and good looking. I never want to step on your toes, but I always like to shout out the top scoring leaders, you know, just to give some perspective on the season. This has nothing to do with Big Bank's fine dialing hour. However, I do like to shout out these guys who are putting up the points. So we had Brock Bowers with 44 points. C-Mac had 43. Cadillac Williams, who was on the bench, had 43. I got to take this comment down because I can't see. Take that off. 39 from Drake London, and Rico had 36 points as we talk about the leading scores. Now we talk about who leads the league in scoring. C-Mac has jumped right back in front of Jonathan Taylor with 31 points average per game on the season. Jonathan Taylor falls a bit to number 2 on that list, and Bijan is number 3 in the scoring. So it looks like it's a two-horse race at this point to determine who is the Offensive Player of the Year MVP of Inside the Huddle. Yeah. And that's our top scoring players of the league. Again, Jonathan Taylor fell last week. This is what we had last week. Jonathan Taylor had 33 points. C-Mac was at 29, and Pat Mahomes was in number 3. C-Mac jumps 2 points up, and Jonathan Taylor falls 3 points down. So that's our leading scores for this week. Now we're going to get into this segment. It's kind of controversial, you know. Hey, what can I say, man? You know, only the strong survive. We don't do consolation prizes. We started the season with some honorable mentions because the season was developing. It was a baby. It was an infant. I was nurturing it. So, you know, I was giving a couple of people an opportunity to say, hey, you're just right there. As we've moved on in the season, we don't do that anymore. You know, it's the top 5 teams, the best 5. And while I'm speaking on, let's go ahead and get into LAV's TV5, the best 5 teams as seen by LAV on the season. Let's go ahead and jump into our number 5 on LAV's TV5. Number 5 on this list, we have their first appearance on this list all season. They bumped the better team from the number 5 spot. We're talking about Phil Belichick. Phil Belichick is 5-4. They won this week, which propelled them from outside of the TV5 to just inside of the TV5. Shout out to them for that win. I'll say win. You know, won't call it a super win. You know, it's just enough to get it done. They're grinding. They're taking care of their business, man. You know, I can't knock it. So I decided to reward them this week, and it's just due. You know, the team that held that spot the week before lost. There's no way we would put a team that loses on the list. It's unconstitutional to do such a thing. So that's what we have at number 5. Sorry, I'm trying to update this live at the same time. That's why I'm stalling a little bit. Because the live stream on Instagram just shut down. So I'm going to bring that back up a little bit. At number 4, we have another team that fell from the list. They took an L, you know, and when you take an L on LAV's TV5, you got to go down. You cannot hang around where you once was. You got to fall and get back up. They failed this week, but I have a feeling that they will be back at a higher spot later this season. Of course, I hope they don't. I hope they continue to fall right off the list. And we're talking about NNG. They're 6-3. Took a loss this week. They took a horrible loss. They got 222.8 put on top of their head. You know, hey, man, you know, shit happens. It ain't never happened to me, but, you know, I heard that shit happens, you know. But it's nothing to sneeze at, man. You right here, number 4 on LAV's list, man. NNG falls in at number 4. At number 3, this team climbed up. So essentially these two teams switched positions. They got them a good win this week. They came from they snatched victory from the jaws of defeat and rises up on the list. Right now, if the season were to end today, they will find themselves in the number 2 position. And the team I'm talking about is Coach Tommy Lewis. Coach Tommy Lewis is 6-3 on the season, and they find themselves at number 3 on LAV's TV5 list. The number 2 and number 1, it's the same as last week. It doesn't change. So you should already know. We got He Who Remains at number 2. They're 8-1. What can I say about them, man? They've been really a juggernaut. The man in the high castle has really been living high on life. You know, they took one unfortunate L when they had everybody damn near and they mama on the bench at home enjoying a bye week, well-deserved bye week, and they took the loss. You know, it's really nothing to sneeze at. if you was to put the asterisk next to it, they might have been able to hand the top spot. But we have a strict code of conduct here. If you lose, you move. You move down. You know what I'm saying? So they find themselves at number 2 because they lost a couple of weeks earlier in the season. And in order to get back to the top spot, you got to wrestle that top spot away from the team that holds it. And that team is the MAC of the year. The MAC of the year is 8-1. They won. They beat the better team this week to remain at the top of LAV's TB5. Toast to the MAC of the year. They won 8 games in a row, which is kind of like the icing on the cake, right? Wouldn't you say that? I would say that. So that's what our list is, man. We got Phil Belichick at number 5. NNG falls to number 4. Tommy Lewis is the number 3. He Who Remains is number 2. And the MAC of the year holds the top spot for the second week in a row. Shout out to the MAC of the year, man. And that's LAV's TB5. What you think about that?
Look, let me ask you this. Who done scored the most points out of you and Phil Belichick?
Phil Belichick.
Because the power rankings, they have you number 5, don't
they? They do.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how the power rankings.
Well, we lost this week and they won, and our rules are strict.
No, I understand what your policy is. I'm just trying to figure out how do the power rankings factor.
It's kind of iffy because they got us power ranking number 5, but if you go to the top list, which we will pull this up here in a little bit, they got a 6. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like.
Well, you know what? Let me say this. I pretty much agree with the list this week, except for the same thing I had a problem with last week. I just, but I understand your policy. You lose, you move, But I'm gonna have to still disagree with the MAC of the year being number 1 over a team that they beat, that they had the same record with. But beyond that, I mean, I don't really have too much of a problem with the list. I feel like that Lewis scraped out the victory, but I feel like NNG underperformed. So I can see where you could have coach above a Draper. So I mean, all of that all falls into place, all in the line. But as far as number 2 and number 1, yeah, I am the man in the high castle, everybody. Yeah, that's who I am. So it's no way if I'm the man in the motherfucking high castle that somebody else got a castle above mine. You know what I mean, y'all? So everybody out there, everybody watching this, everybody in the future be watching this. There's no way that if I'm the man in the high castle, that somebody got a castle that's sitting above mine. Just saying that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, this is Labs TV5. He say you lose, you move. I lost, I moved down. Now, the only thing I would give him is this right here. Juice, the MAC of the year, they are on an 8-game winning streak, which is August on the season. That would be the only way that I would be saying I would give some consideration with them being number 1. That is the only way.
And they've outscored you on the year.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing to me. They don't like that. That don't move me that he done outscored me. You know what I'm saying? But because I beat him, and I beat him by 40 points. Everybody. So I want
first game of the year.
I don't even understand what that means. I beat him by 40 points. That's what I know. And he had every one of his same players in there except for Rico. So I mean,
he had RJ Harvey started.
Like I said, everybody but Rico. I beat him by 40. So but hey, that was the past. That was the first game of the season. Right now, he's on the 8-game winning streak, and he's number 1 on the list. And I respect that to a certain degree because he's now got the eighth victory in a row, which has surpassed the seven that we was tied with. So
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to tip the cap to that, and that's what we doing here. We tipping the cap to that. I can understand why you would disagree. I mean, hey, man, you got the same record. You beat this guy, so I can get what you're saying. But
I
aside from the
didn't beat him.
top,
I didn't just beat him.
world,
I demolished him. I beat him by
yeah,
point.
yeah, you did, you did, you did. I can't take that away from you. Uh, but it's like, what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? And when that week that you took that L, although circumstances permitted that, technically, shit, if you'd have made a couple of GM moves with all those people out, you still would be sitting here pretty, man. Hey, man, you would be still undefeated. You would have probably have set a record. What by 9 in a row?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But if was a fifth, we would all be drunk.
yeah. Man,
Speaking of that, let me take me a sip. Applause to LAB's TV5. Another wonderful list, I would say. Other than the top, you really don't have any other, you know.
no. The list straight. The list straight.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, it's straight.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I
Okay, that's
mean,
been LAB's TV5 for this week. We'll see how this shit shake up next week. Maybe we'll have some new additions to the list, first timers, or we'll have some repeat offenders get back on here. Let's go ahead and real quickly before we get into next week's games. Let's talk about these league standings and division leaders. Um,
talk about it, y'all. And remember, when y'all see these division leaders, y'all remember what y'all just seen on Labs TV5. Go ahead.
we're gonna kick off right now with the Mount Everest because that is the division that has the crest of the peak, the highest of the highest. They have two people with a combined 16-2 record at the top. Right now, it's a tie for first place. They're giving the nod to he who remains because of the victory earlier in the season. Oh, but if it comes down to points, there's almost 100-point difference since the Mac of the Year has been on a thunderous point production. And, they far and away from all of the rest of the league. We got he remains the Mac of the Year, both 8-1. Phil Belichick, 5-4. Detroit, nothing. Has been a couple of wins in a row. They won't get in the playoffs. Let me take that back. I don't know if they'll get in the playoffs or not. If they win out, shit, man, they could go from what were they started? 0-5 to possibly making the playoffs. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on that. Next up, let's get into the Pentagon division, which is led by Coach Tommy Lewis. He's 6-3. Ruben's Rowdy team has taken 3 losses. They are putting themselves in a position to fall out of the division race. Doesn't mean they can't make the playoffs, but they are slipping, and they may not win this division. Kyle is a 3-6. Brett Hunter 2-7. Brett is on the brink of elimination. Kyle is right behind them. And we got the Oval Office, which is led by No Nuts No Glory, the better team, 5-4. MMT 3-6, and Mac is out of it with a 1-8 record. This is how it stacks up right now. We got he who remains. If the playoffs were to start today, this is how it would shake. He who remains will have number 1 seed. Coach Tommy would be number 2 seed. No Nuts No Glory, the Mac of the Year, would actually fall to number 4 seed. Phil Belichick and the better team. We see just on the outside, we got Ruben's Rowdy team and the Kylers, Detroit or nothing, and MMT are 2 games out of the 6th slot. Again, if the playoffs were to start today, this is how it would shake out. This is what we were looking at if the playoffs would start today.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Bray Hunter is done for the year?
I
Do
think
you
that
think they still have a chance?
I think that it's gonna be I think it's gonna be very difficult for them to win out because I definitely don't think that a 6-8 team can get in.
No,
The way it's shaking, you had said you thought that 8 was needed.
86.
I
Yeah.
think I think a 7-7 team might get the 6th slot, but so they would say he has to run the table, and that's a real long shot of him doing it. I think right now
Would help.
he had a 9% chance to make the playoffs right now. I think.
And then we got that large gem with Detroit or nothing, MMT and Natural Born Kylers. Some of them may even cancel each other out. Um, yeah. They still have a chance. They still have a chance. Ruben still has a chance, but it's almost the playoff is almost taking shape.
Yeah,
Playoff is almost taking shape right now.
yeah. Because I mean, what you clearly know is more juice in the playoffs. So I mean, you clearly know that. Now, I, I mean, you kind of lean into a coach being locked in. And last week I had said that Draper was locked in, but I mean, he has to win these two more games to put himself in, though. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't gonna be easy for him to do, though. So I mean, you might turn around and you might see some where Draper falls out, you take the top spot, and then Ruben take the other spot.
Yeah, you kind of been all over the place. I remember you said in the chat that I wasn't making the playoffs. So, you said Draper was in and now he might not be in,
You
and I
always,
wasn't in and
you
now I
always,
might be in.
you always be exaggerating. What I said was that you might not get in. What I and I said this and I said the same thing about coach. I said, hey man, you might be window shopping, and I was, you know what I'm saying. I was talking to coach, but then you hopped in on that, so I'm like, well, shit,
Oh, I thought
say
that was to me. I thought that was a shot across my bow. My bad.
no, it was the coach because I was responding to coach. But
Mm.
once you chimed in, I mean, you can fall into that boat too. Now, I mean, you could be window shopping at the end of the season. But like I said,
No.
I never said definitively that you wasn't gonna make it though. I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? But look to me.
You don't want to do that to yourself.
To me, it's only two locks. I mean, so like that what I know for a fact.
Okay.
Matter of fact, after
I
this
feel
week,
that.
after this week, I should see an X saying I clinched the playoffs.
Whoa. Uh, yeah, 9 wins. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you should. I agree with that. I could see that being the case. Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree with you. Let's go ahead and get into this house cleaning, man. Let's get into week 10 matchups. Bring it up on the big screen and see if you get a chance to gain some ground this week. I highly doubt it, but anything is possible, just to say the least. We're gonna jump out right now. I almost feel like I know what you're gonna say on this, but we'll see. I got MMT going against Bread Hunter. This is the fight for your playoff life matchup. Right now, Bread has lost 5 in a row. MMT has lost 2 in a row. Somebody is going to win this week. Uh, it's a lot early to call this matchup as I'm looking at it because MMT got some house cleaning to do. They got some shit to clean
not
up.
really, not really.
You don't think they can make some changes?
I'm
Like they got
saying,
the linebacker out, they got a defensive back out, they need a head coach.
I'm saying,
Uh,
all of those are nothing that's gonna move the needle. I'm saying that's why I say not really. They not moving the
mm.
needle type of players.
You say that, but you never know. I've seen some kickers get 20 some points. You can get an 8 from a head coach. Defensive back, not so much. Linebacker, you never know. I've seen some 17. I've seen some high points.
I'm saying, yeah, you have, but those players that you referring to, they're not going to be available in free agent.
No,
A
you're
head
probably
coach
right.
that can get in, he might not even find a head coach that can win the game.
Kamara has an ankle. He practiced in the limit, so he'll be there, but he won't be 100%. I'm gonna go ahead and get out there first. I'm gonna pick nephew to win this. I'm gonna pick nephew. I think we'll both take nephew on this one. I'm gonna take nephew on this. Get off that 5-game losing streak and keep hope alive.
Look,
Put
look,
put MMT on the brink of elimination.
look. Uh, I see BH getting up out of that doldrum of losing that 5 games in a row. I see him pulling this one out. And this is gonna be the game where they overperform versus what they had been doing previously by underperforming. So he still, if you talking about just still got homework to do, he still got a player that he got to put in.
He
So
do. He do.
so 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 so
A defensive back, but
yeah, that's why I say nobody that moves the needle. That's why I say these
yeah,
niggas
yeah,
move the needle, especially at this point in time in the free agency market. People ain't
right.
leaving nobody out there like that. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
no.
So
Motherfuckers getting scooped up each and every week.
yeah, they are. So yeah, I see BH Bray Hunter getting this one and getting out of that 5 game losing streak.
I agree with you. We both agree on this one, so there's no ground to be gained, win or lose in this matchup. So let's go to the next one. We got the Detroit or nothing going against Mac Twin. Mac Twin has had a horrible season this year. They are projected to get 131 points. I'm looking. Let me just go look real quick. Just look quick, real quick. Chubb is questionable. Jones is questionable. Another Jones is questionable. We got Aubrey out, Anger out. So theoretically, he could add a little bit to this, but I don't even think he's active this week. I think he's pretty much mailed it in.
Mm,
And I'm the show me person. So I'm gonna say Detroit or nothing gets the win this week. What say
mm.
you?
Look, it's without a doubt. I think Detroit are nothing win this week. And you said something to me earlier in the week, a few days back, about ifs. But I gotta say it on the show, y'all. If Detroit nothing had won that game against the better team, then they would actually be on like a 4 game winning streak or some shit like that right now, and they fate would basically be turned completely around because
Around.
because uh, right now they sitting at 3-6. They would have been at 4-5. That's just drastically different. And then you would be coming in this week to play Twin to go 5-5 and be 500.
You be 500 with 4 games to play. I like those
Man,
odds. I would have liked those odds if I was them to go from 0-5 to 5-5.
Man, that would have been just beautiful to watch. You know what I'm saying? I know the better team don't want to lose that game, but I'm just saying
No,
it would have
they
been
lost to the better
it would
team.
have been a beautiful storyline to see. You know what I'm saying? But I look, I got Detroit another win in this game.
Yeah, we both agree on this one. That's two. I think we might separate ourselves on this one, but let's find out. Next matchup, I have the better team going against the Rowdies. Uh, Early point projection, they have the Rowdies favored in this matchup, 158 to 153. Uh, the Rowdies are coming off a 3-game losing streak. Better team just lost one. The Rowdies need this one to stay in contention. The better team needs this one to separate themselves from the pack. So this is going to be a. We're going to have to see who comes out in this. Let me pull up the big screen right quick. Let me speak to these guys. Look here, man. This is an important win for my team, man. Important game. I said win. Tomato, tomato. It's an important game for our team. We don't care about all the production and projection. I mean, the projection and what they say and what. these guys know what we have to do. They gave a galleon there for last week. Like I say, aside from a couple of other teams that they would have beat nearly everybody in the league last week. We need that same kind of production. Uh, Y'all might maybe this got swept under the rug, but there was a little move, just a little tiny move, kind of looming. Now that I know that C.J. Stroud will be out, and I don't have to have Dalton Schultz as the tight end, hey man, that might be something that helps us keep us over the top as we traded for Oronde Gatson at tight end, just to give us a little bit more oomph in the lineup. I anticipate him having one of the better games of his season as Kamani Vidal has kind of tapered off a little bit. I'm anticipating that they're going to look for that tight end about 8 to 10 times, get him in the end zone, get him about 100 yards, 80, 70 to 100 yards, something like that. That's what we're aiming for. We had a great performance from a backup running back. We hoping we can get half of that or a third of it. We'll take that. Be that as it may, everybody on our team knows what's up for grabs right now. This is a victory that can really put us in position. We get that 6 win with 4 games to play. 2 more to lock punches our ticket. That's what we aiming for, man. And you guys go out there and put your best foot forward and get your game, and we'll bring this shit home. Obviously, I'm taking the better team to win this. I anticipate the Rowdies to have 4 losses in a row, and us to separate ourselves from the Rowdies, man. I know they want to be rowdy, and bout it, and all that shit, but not this week. Y'all can get back to being rowdy next week, but this week we need you to keep status quo. You lost 3 in a row. We don't need you to get up off the mat. We need you to lay down, and we're gonna help you lay down. Believe that or not. So yeah, I'm taking TBT, the better team. What say you? You trying to gain some ground? So far, we've taken the same teams. I know you. If you go against me, you got an opportunity to win and gain a game, or you could be under a game when we win. What say you?
Look, the question I have is, who you got a receiver this week?
Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton. And we're thinking about whether or not flexing Ted.
Well, who he got a receiver this week?
He has Michael Pittman and Juan Jennings. And he's flexing Zay Flowers.
And he got Kelsey at tight end.
Kelsey has a bye week.
Oh,
he got Jawan Johnson.
We're on a bye week, and Kelsey on a bye week. Okay, I'm gonna take the better team this week.
Okay, no ground to be gained here. I don't think you're gonna gain any ground this week. That's just me. Comments. Hold on, real quick. Yes, indeed. Shake back week from the Rowdies. Ruben tapped in. Yes, indeed. He said they shake it back this week. There will be no shake back for you, my friend. No shake back. Shake back to the pack. Fighting for your playoff live. Yeah, that's where you're gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be right where you need every game just to get to 8-6. You know.
So he bouncing back, goddamn it.
And then I got a couple of guys talking about the bets. Hey man, I got to finish the show. The show is about to wrap up, and then I'll put you a bet in. I'll put you a bet in live. We'll still do app overtime. You can come in then and put your bet in. It may not be 20 minutes, give or take. We're coming down to the stretch run. I'll see how I can get you in. Let's move it right along. We got Phil Belichick going against Coach Tommy Lewis. I think this is where we might separate ourselves. I don't know who you have. Early projection says Phil Belichick. Shout out to Phil Belichick, man. It's been nice doing business with you this season. We've made some deals that mutually been beneficial to both of us. You know, it hasn't been no landslide on one side. You know, it's been some proper business, and shout out to you. You know what I mean? But that being said, I'm taking Phil. I'm taking Phil to to pop Coach Tommy this week. Coach Tommy has Wendell Robinson starting. Ibuka's coming back from being out. Uh, Let me see what else he got. Yeah, I mean, he got that dog in Jonathan Taylor, and Kamani Van Dal. I've been he reading some reports that says that the second half of last week's game he didn't get any production, and they put some dude named Patterson in, and Patterson actually had a very productive second half of the game. So I wonder will that linger over for Vidal, and that will hurt him in that situation to where he don't give the 15 that they got it projected to get. I mean, I guess the same thing could be said about Tyrone Tracy, but and he got Garrett Wilson starting this week. If he's going to be ready to go, we'll see. If Wilson doesn't start, I'm going to take Coach Tommy. Let me just say that. If Wilson doesn't start, I'm going to switch my pick to Coach Tommy. But I'm going on the assumption that Garrett Wilson will be fine and ready to go and be out there. And I think he'll be the difference maker. So I'm taking Phil Belichick.
Well, this is easy for me. I'm taking Phil Belichick all day long. I think that he has the better team. And adding Wilson into his starting lineup, going to make him even more better. He's a team that people going to have to watch out over this final stretch of this season. He only has 4 losses. So next week, I believe he'll be 6-4.
Okay. Well, so far we're all on the same accord.
And
There is no.
Wilson will play this week.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if you do, I'm staying where my feet are firmly planted in the concrete. There will be no ground gained in this next matchup. I'm gonna go ahead and get out there. I know I'm out there early, but we got He Who Remains against the Natural Born College. Although they went for 222 points, I just don't see that same type of production going on. As a matter of fact, they haven't even figured out who they're gonna start at flex or update their punter. I'm looking at their lineup. They've had Ayuk in on the bench, not on injury reserve all year, and he hasn't even sniffed playing. Been some malpractice with that team. Let me just say that. And Kyler Murray is now on injury reserve. You should put those 2 players on IR, open up room to grab more players, 2 more spots. There's a lot of players that could have been grabbed last night going into this morning, knowing this information, and they have not even made any changes. The malpractice that this team exhibits makes me not even give them a smidget of a chance in this matchup. They're going against the man in the high castle, and when you scrape in the bottom like the Kyler's have done. Yeah, shout out 200. They had a good game, but that was last week. Can you repeat it this week? You need that 226 this week. This is when you need that, and this is a family affair, that's little cuz, you know what I mean? Little kinfolk. Are you gonna put BTA on them, spank that ass? I assume. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out there. Like I said, there will be no ground game. I am taking the man in the high castle, and of course you're taking yourself. So there's nothing else. So I'll just go ahead and let you explain to the people exactly how and why you're gonna get this win.
Okay, last week, you guys, let me say this. He had 222 points last week. T. Higgins had 35 of that. He on a bye this week. Drake London had 39, almost 40 of that. And he's not going to play up to that same potential this week. So C-Mac had 43 of that. C-Mac can play great, but he's not going to get another 40 ball, I don't believe. So if you just take those 3 players right there, Higgins out of the lineup, Drake London coming back down to reality with a 17, and then C-Mac coming from the 43 deck down to a 30. I mean, look, man, we're gonna win this week, and he gonna have the same players play up to those same levels. It's really that simple.
It's really that simple, he says, and I agree with him. I agree with him. I don't have no disagreement for me. I agree with him. All right, let's go ahead and get into our game of the week this week. It's the last and final game that we're going to be picking this week. He has a chance to gain some ground. I already know who's going to take. I already marked it on the paper. I can show it to you. You know, I am taking. Well, let me go ahead and dress it up properly. Excuse me. We have No Nuts, No Glory coming off a loss, going against another juggernaut. You know, man, that Mount Everest division, they way up there. Projected 191 points, 8 in a row, going for 9 in a row. I'm looking at this lineup. He got some cues over there. He's trying to start Brian Thomas Jr. Why, I don't know. Cook has an ankle injury. He did not practice today. Uh, Rico Dowdle has a little ankle injury. He is not practicing today. And Brian Thomas Jr. has a shoulder or ankle and just really been very unproductive the entire season. But the match stat, No Nuts, No Glory, have Swift, who missed last week, still suffering from that groin injury. They said that he did return to practice and that he'll play this Sunday. He'll play this Sunday against the Giants, so he'll be there. He got Chris Godwin in the lineup. Chris Godwin would not play this week. Chris Godwin would not. I cut him. I gave up. I couldn't wait any longer, man. I had him and I kept trying to hold the injury reserve spot for him, and I finally just said never mind. He was holding up the line, the assembly line, man, and when they brought him up, they got a rule that you got to move somebody that's already active, that's projected to get points, up. He should have dropped to a 0 by Thursday, Friday. They say he is not expected to participate in Wednesday's practice. I'm gonna assume with that fibula, he won't be playing this week. And No Nuts, No Glory got him in the starting lineup. Wow. Bucky's trying to come back. They got Bucky listed as didn't practice Wednesday. So I'm gonna assume that he won't play. So let's just play who will he put in for Godwin and Bucky Irvin. Terry McLaurin has got a question. Ramondre Stevenson has a question. McLaurin ain't played in a while, 3, 4, 5 games maybe.
Yeah.
Stevenson will be out for the Sunday's game against the Falcons. This has just been reported by Mike Bravel. Stevenson will not be able to play. He doesn't have another running back that he could play in the lineup. Interesting. He doesn't even have another receiver that he could play in the lineup. He got Christian Kirk.
Check this out, though. This is what you don't know. Before the trade deadline, I told him you can pick any 3 players from my bench, not named Lamb, for Stevenson.
I bet he wish he had a do-over.
That's what I told him. Pick any 3 players on my bench except for Lamb for Stevenson. Now Stevenson out this week. Come on, man. You can't make this up, man. I'm telling you, y'all got to do better. Why are you holding on to this player like this? Come on, man. Are you about winning? That's why I'm not picking him this week. Let me go on and jump out there and say I'm not like his whole GM and everything that he doing is not even saying that he want to win. He just lucky that he got out the way that he did get out. I'm telling you, he's going to have a horrible down the stretch because he got so many questionable players and stuff like that going on, and then making decisions like that to hold on to Stevenson like that. When somebody's telling you pick any 3 players, so you could got your running back that you could play, you got your receiver. Come on, come on, man. What are we doing here? So no. I got the Mac of the year. I got Juice easily winning this.
Who you was trying to trade for? Jacobs?
No, Stevenson.
Oh, for Stevenson. Okay, Stevenson. Wow.
The same guy that's out this week.
Wow. And so let me look at your bench. And anybody on the bench, Fanning, Knight. He could use Knight this week. You tried to trade me him.
Knight this week.
You tried to trade me him. I just was like, what does God know about RJ Harvey? I don't know.
I knew you was on some bullshit too. I said that this nigga right here gonna be like he ain't gonna want to let go of Harvey just cause he like, what is he? He must know something he ain't telling me.
Yeah, I immediately went back to do my research. I was going down through that. I said, "What?" I had to go look at J.K. Dobbins and see if he had a Q. I was like, "He ain't got no Q." I'm like, "What he trying to do? He gonna give me Watson and Bam for RJ?"
You was winning.
I mean, kinda, sorta, but if
But
all of a sudden if Dobbins go down,
I'm
then I'm
saying you
really
could have
looking.
easily countered though. You could have easily countered. You
I could have.
but what you let me know is you was like I was like he don't want to get off Harvey then. That he said he gonna leave him there just in case something go down. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
I'm still counting on J.K. not finishing the season.
Look, all I was trying to do was give me a running back to play week 12. That's all I
Right.
was trying to do. I like Stevenson, Harvey. None of them guys gonna really play for me except for week 12. That's all I was. That's all I was trying to do. But I told him he can get any three players on my. I guess that's what I should have told your ass. Just go and pick any two players you want, and then you would have probably did it then. But but but
Let
but
me
but I told him pick any three players you want, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just any three.
my main thing of doing business with you is I don't want to help you.
See, that's that
I don't
shit.
want to help you at all. I don't want
That's
to
that
help you do
coach
nothing.
on. That's that shit coach on.
Yeah, I don't want to be part of helping you. I've already made a deal with you. It was a deal that was beneficial for both of us. Uh, Other than that, I don't want to help you do nothing. Uh, I don't want to be part of your train continuing to move up and down the tracks. So I immediately, and then I was working on something else. You know what I'm saying? I was working on something else, and yeah, man, I was more in tune about that, something that was actually going to help me on the field than, because I was looking like, damn, would I start Bam? And I seen what DeMarcado did. I thought about going to get him, but I said I ain't gonna have the priority to get him because I wanted the Denver head coach, uh,
Yeah.
and I wasn't certain I wasn't gonna start DeMarcado if I would have got him this week. So that was before I had the cue for my running back Ty Mungawi, but I think he'll be all right.
See, what I did was I wanted to go after Jim Ricardo, but he wasn't valuable enough for me to want to drop nobody that I already had. So
Right.
I said I'm gonna strategically not do nothing and let myself move up on the free agent wire. So I'm all the way up to number 4. I ain't been that high in so long I can't remember. So I'm going after somebody in secret right now, and I ain't gonna even say it. I ain't gonna even give nobody even a clue on the show. Goddamn me, cause I want to get this person like a motherfucker, and I just want to get him. I just want to get them. I haven't even looked to see when the claim is gonna be up. I need to go and look so I can have that in the bag so I know. But I'm hoping that after tonight I know if I got him. I don't want, but they probably got Friday type shit or whatever. But yeah, I want to get this guy like a motherfucker. I'm talking about I want to get him like a motherfucker. I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That guy wouldn't happen to be um Devin Singletary, would it?
Nah, nah,
Oh,
nah.
okay. Oh, okay.
I see. He
He's
just
a
dropped.
running back, huh?
You just dropped Tank Bigsby.
I did. I
Hold on.
seen they got the Devin Singletary projected to get a 12.8.
Damn. I
Oh,
thought some-
and he had more carries than Tyrone Taylor this week. I mean, Tyrone Tracy.
I thought somebody had picked him up on the wire.
They did. They dropped him.
Whoa.
No nuts, no glory dropped him to pick up Christian Kirk. He was expendable. He needed another receiver because he didn't like his receiver
You
situation.
see,
I guess he just dropped Nick Bonito.
yeah, he did.
Damn.
I seen that one. I seen that one. He did a couple of drops. I wasn't even paying attention that it was okay. I might have to look out to Singletary then. Man,
Yeah, I dropped Tank. I thought Tank may have a chance. I was gonna wait till later in the week before I decided to cut Tank or not until I saw that 12-8, and that just sealed my decision. I may have to start him. I don't know what Magai is gonna do, but I may have to start him.
the person that I'm talking about, I can't believe he became available. I know somebody might say it's a long shot, but I just can't believe he became available. But then I guess, like I could see why he became available, but I just,
Yeah, I don't see who you talking about. I don't know who that could be. A running back?
nah,
Oh, okay. You doing something? Oh, okay.
nah, nah,
Uh,
nah. I ain't even like
it
I
got to
don't
be.
base.
It can't be a receiver because you receiver loaded. I don't know what you
Yeah,
talking
no,
about.
no, it's not a receiver.
I'm not looking for nothing else. So yeah, whatever that may be. I
I'm
hope you get
hoping.
whoever.
I'm hoping the guy that I'm talking about, the three people that's in front of me, I'm hoping that they don't want him. I'm pretty for sure that two other people ain't gonna get him, and that's Bread Hunter and Twin. But I don't know what Phil Belichick might do. He seemed like he kind of coming around a little bit. Like he got with all of the trades he done made, and they got the best bench in the league now.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He pretty strong over there. He got a lot of good receivers over there. Actually,
That nigga bench, I'm telling nigga bench is lit.
it ain't nobody you gonna start. I'm looking at your line. Oh, you got Pierce in there, but you said he ain't a wide receiver. Mm.
Who?
The guy you looking to add,
Oh no, no. I'm
he ain't a
cool with
receiver.
Purse. I'm cool with Purse. I promise you I'm cool with Purse. I think Purse is a big play threat for the Colts. And he been getting fed lately. So I'm cool.
10-9. Yeah, he got 13 targets.
Yeah,
He had
I'm
13 targets.
yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool on Purse. And another person I'm cool on. Look down in Washington for the Jaguars.
Parker Washington. Yeah, you ain't gonna play him. But I've seen him, he don't had double figures the last two games. They
Yeah,
just traded for Jacoby Myers. I anticipate him
they
trying to
did.
get some play.
They did. But with Brian Thomas down and you ain't got Hunter. I mean, Washington's still in the mix.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that. I see that.
he's still in the mix. So, the receiver's not who I'm after. Who I'm after? Oh my gosh!
Can you name a position group, or you don't want to get out there like that?
Let me say this: I tried to trade for him early in the season, and
Okay.
a nigga turned me down. Nigga turned me down, man.
Whoa.
Nigga turned me
It's
down.
not tight end. It can't be linebacker. You got one of the best linebackers in the league. Can't be defensive lineman. It got to be defensive back. It got to be a D back.
I said, I
But
don't
why
care.
do you? Oh, well, then you playing the game because I said running back and receiver,
It
and
ain't that what it is.
huh?
It ain't that what it is.
The only other option is a tight end and a quarterback. You ain't trading for no damn quarterback. You ain't trying to trade for no quarterback or
I have.
oh well shit. You can pick them up free. Nobody care nothing about that. I don't care. I mean, I'm about to end of the show. You can say the shit to me because I ain't going out there. I can tell you that right now. It can't be Michael. Man, you try to trade. You ain't try to trade for now one of these quarterbacks. Hell nah. You playing games. You just don't. I know what it is. You
All,
trying to keep it
all
close to
you
your
gotta
vest.
do, all you gotta do. I know you smart enough. If you just looked at that quarterback list, if you just went to the QBs and you went to the list, then you.
Man, there ain't nobody on that list that I would even think about, even in my sleep, of picking up. And I don't see anybody on that list you would trade for.
Look. I tried to
Unless
trade.
he had a bye week last week and he on there.
Well, now look, I tried to trade for him early in the season, and I was debunked. And now
What?
I have an opportunity to get him now, so I'm taking that. I'm taking it. I'm actually even dropping a player. I'm dropping Ayo Manor to try to pick him up.
Interesting, because I was looking to try to get him. I went looking. I was like, he on this nigga team. Like, damn, can't even get him. Hold on,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm gonna drop him and see if I can go back and pick him up after.
You may not be able to pick him back up after, but we'll see.
Matter of fact, let me go and see when that claim gonna be. Let me just go on and just put that to bed so I can know when that claim is gonna be ready. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, whoa! The morning of November the 7th. What the fuck? See, that's too long, my nigga. That's too long, man. Well, we need to adjust that shit. That's long in a bitch. I don't even understand that shit. Like that shit be bugging. The fuck? How the fuck am I gotta wait 3 days basically. What the fuck? That give more people time and shit to goddamn me figure the shit out and put in for the nigga and shit. Damn, man. Yo, everybody, y'all just out there watching the show that that's tuned in and shit. We want to appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show and shit. Um, it's the top of it, the Inside the Huddle Fantasy Football Show, where we talk about the our league. We have segments on the show that we do. We review the week before. We highlight the players that had great weeks. Uh, we even got a segment where we do the beauty of the week. You know, but our beauty of the week they are athletes. So that's what make our beauty of the week different than other people. But we want to appreciate y'all for tuning in, though, checking us out. Subscribe while you're here.
Yeah, and that's we're gonna put a bow on this baby right here. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up, but we will keep going overtime. You gonna do overtime with me? I ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Usually I
yeah,
have to leave at a certain time, so we can
yeah.
talk this shit into whatever. It don't even matter to me. Some more things I would like to talk about off the record that ain't within our structure. So that's our time here at the top of it. Presents Inside the Huddle, man. We're going into week 10. It's been a wonderful season thus far. It's going to get really intense as we get down to this crunch time, man. We set for the playoffs. It's number love, baby. Number love. The top of it presents Inside the Huddle. Let me put this last little banner up. We will be taking some calls. Join us for overtime. We do Inside the Huddle. I mean, the top of it sports book. I anticipate getting a couple of calls. Y'all can hear how we do this shit. If y'all want like book or call in some bets you're in the area that you can't really bet on the teams like that, tap in with us, man. You know what I mean? But we out. One.